hive cluster is under attack.
For the swarm.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today on the map, good night, it's going to be Soma, and it's going to be RoyaL, a ZVT for you guys who enjoy the ZVT. I do love this matchup. Top right, it's going to be our blue Zerg player. It is Soma. He was 4th place in the ELO rankings about 3 weeks ago that RJB posted. It went Mini, Bisu, Snow, Soma, Light, Rain, and then Bess for the top 7. So Soma's playing very, very well right now. He took 2nd place in ASL back in 2020. And in the bottom right, we have RoyaL, ASL champion, recently, last year. So it's going to be a ZVT here on Good Night. 2 excellent elite players for you. This is an RJB DEFCON 1 replay. And we will have to see why that is. Terror the Overlord scouting out the wrong direction on this giant 4-player map. We've got Action watching. We have Angel watching. And in the middle here, we've got a nice high ground base with 2 Vespene geysers and minerals on both sides. We've got minerals only expansions at the corners here, and Vespene geysers and minerals at the 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 9 o'clock positions. And again, it's a 4-player map, so everything is mirrored here. A lot of high ground here, right? A lot of high ground, especially for tanks. That is a good thing. All right, so Hatch first in it. Barracks, walling off the natural. Not the high ground of your base, the natural. So it's going to be a 1 racks into expand timing here from RoyaL. And bam, pool into gas. So 11 pool, 10 gas. Just a little bit earlier, not too much. And Overlord says, okay, so no Terran over here. So dispatch the drone. Hopefully he's not cross-spawn, says Soma, and he's not. RoyaL is in the bottom right. Gas on the way. Hard walling against a pool first play that he does not know is the case. Well, doesn't know if it's the case or not, right? Aha! And walling off against sneaky, sneaky drone scouts. Yeah, so saving up for an expansion here. He's just trying to check and see if there's an expansion. Okay, we have enough time to dive bomb once more. Ah, he did dump in there. I don't know if he saw it. I don't know if he saw it or not, and it really makes a difference if you see that. But I don't think he can dive in again. I don't know. He hasn't taken that much damage. Whatever. Blair's on the way with the first 100 gas. Going to be a Mutalisk opening again. Very standard, very safe. It really allows you to get your 3rd base up at a fairly decent time if you're a Zerg player. And just keeps the Terran player at home. Steve the SCV getting smashed right in the face, isn't he? We do have SCV shirts available at falconpaladin.store. Check it out. And Terror the Overlord stuff is available as well. Mugs shirts with his face on it. Factory coming in. Now, this is interesting. This is not going to be a multiple rack. Sometimes we do see players go racks factory, get a couple vultures out, kind of harass a little bit, and then just go right back into SK Terran. Just kind of take a quick deviation from standard SK Terran to get some vultures out, try to cause some problems for the Zergy Zerg. Try to maybe freak them out, right? Make them feel like, oh, is this mech? Do I have to change my whole strategy on the fly here? But nah. Nah. However, what's this? 2nd factory. Okay. RoyaL. RoyaL's just straight up opening mech, ladies and gentlemen. We have not seen a player straight up open mech in a TVZ in some time. It was all the rage back in 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, I feel like. That was a time when mech was really good, and then Zergs figured out how to punish it and how to kind of, well, just kind of cause some major problems, right? Now, one of the things that is a problem here is that if you try to make vultures, you don't actually have enough anti-air to deal with the Mutalisks that are pretty much going to come in the current meta of TVZ. So that's why you got to start making Goliaths at some point, and that's what this armory is for. It's not really for upgrades as much as it is for the power of the Goliath. The Goliath, especially with Charon Boost, have amazing range. They can hit the mutas from far away. They don't do a ton of damage to mutas because they do bonus against big stuff and not, you know, small stuff, which the mutalisks are, but that's okay. It's still damage. It still outranges the mutas by a mile. The mutas can only fire from a range of like 1. So, yeah, they're hitting you from like a range of 11 or 12. You're hitting them from 1. Every time you're closing in, they're taking more and more hits. We've seen it. You know this thing. You know how it works. So Charon Boost, Goliath's on the way, and a +1 infantry weapon. Wow, is this some kind of a hybrid Goliath Marine play that RoyaL is going for? He's not really still producing Marines. I don't know what... Yeah, I don't know. Is this just an extended dalliance into the world of mech, and he's going to move into SK Terran after these Goliaths are out, after they have Charon Boost, after they've dealt with the early Muta stuff? This turret finishing would be nice. And, an SCV dies. Another... Oh, now we're fighting against the Goliaths, but now a turret finishes. And the Goliaths don't have Charon Boost yet, so they're a little bit at a disadvantage here, but they are hitting the mutas enough to force them to flee for the moment. +1 flyer attack coming in. That is a late +1 flyer attack. I think Soma saw this and said, oh, hold on a second. Can I go a ton of mutas here and handle this? You can kind of do it, right? Mutas against Goliaths trade pretty well depending on your positioning and whatnot, especially if you have a little bit of Ling support. For the mutas, it's really good. Oh, another muta dies. That's never good. That's always bad when mutas are dying this early into the harassment phase. Let's see if there's any sign of a third... Oh, sneaky third base over here. I didn't even look over here, obviously. So 9 o'clock third base. Let's see if RoyaL's going to scan this or not. He is... got a vulture out, but he's not being very active with it, which is a cardinal sin if you're making vultures. Or if you have a vulture, it needs to be active. It's like these mutas. Them sitting around doing nothing is also bad. They have to come in here. But look at those Goliaths just being ready. Just being ready for that dive bomb in. Vulture really wants to scout, but it's pretty much just going to die. So, alright. I didn't get any information he didn't already have, unfortunately. Ion thrusters on the way. Vehicle weapons coming in too. Did he cancel that? I think he might have canceled that infantry attack. That didn't finish. That takes way too long. Well, we can find out, can't we? Yeah, he didn't finish the +1 infantry attack. So he's like, nah, just kidding. Maybe it was an accident that he went for that +1 attack. He didn't even intend to. That would be hilarious. Yeah, so this +1 attack means we're not done with mutas. We're going to get more than these for sure. Drone, 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 drone. Third base starting to drone up a little bit. Mac, oh no, a fourth base. Heard about the 12 o'clock too. He's holding this without even close to having lurker tech. If any kind of a move out happens, he's going to have to deal with it with Lings and mutas alone, which, you know, against Goliath, like I said earlier, is really not that bad. So it makes sense that he's doing that. Starport in production. Yeah, I don't... What was that, like 4 mutalisks? 400 resources to kill an SCV, a turret, and like maybe a Goliath? I don't know. We're leaning deep into the not being cost-effective here, Soma. But Zerg player, right? That's how this works. You're not going to be cost-effective. The question is, how not cost-effective are you? If you're too not cost-effective, or cost-ineffective, as it were, you're gonna lose. So you got to be careful about that. What do we got here? Ooh, oops, look at this. Oh, that sunken timing was pretty good. Yeah, not bad. These vultures are going to deny mining for like 10 seconds. Yeah, 10 seconds. And really, it was only a couple workers, so one of them died. Problematic, but yeah, this is mech. Loving it. Vultures in production. Goliaths out here. Going to start in these siege tanks is the question I'm looking at. The answer is not really, no. Production tab indicates nothing to do with those. Nothing to do with tanks when your opponent is going for all of the +1 mutalisks and known to Zerg kind. Got that +1 done for the mutas now. Takes a long time, but it's done. Getting range upgrade. Oh, what? This 12 o'clock doesn't have anything? Okay, so a couple drones die for a couple vultures. Okay, so economically you know, it makes sense for that trade there for Soma, except for the fact that drones are more important than the vultures are in the grand scheme of things. So it's not quite as simple as just saying the economics check out, right? So this is awesome. Like, I mean, RoyaL, if there's anyone who's going to do this in 2023 or 2022, it's RoyaL, right? He's the one that's going to be like, yeah, I'll go traditional mech against an elite, awesome Zerg player in Soma. I don't see why not. And all right. Yeah, I don't know. The Muta Sunken combo here. 2 more drones died. 3-4 vultures went down. Meh. Meh, 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 meh. Meh, meh, meh. Upgrades for the Goliaths are +1. Yeah, look at this. These Mutas, they're diving in here. It's not working for them, guys. Definitely not. It's a full stack, but look how many of them are so injured. This might just be a Goliath walk-up. Ooh, not a supply block, not a supply block. Walk up to one of these bases and wiping it out. One Sunken is not going to stop this many +1 Goliaths. Their ground attack is serious business. Tanks are being added into the mix now. Science vessel working on a radiate. Overlord movement upgrade coming in. Soma just trying to Muta this thing. And like I said, 1 Sunken, not enough. Oh, gosh. All right, so Soma's in a massive amount of trouble. Oh, gosh. Are any of them going to escape? No. Down to 35 drones. He's there's a missile attack upgrade. Denied over here. Wait, you actually have to kill the evolution chamber, though. There you go. And the Hydra Den's working on range. Range of the Hydras is gone, too. So I don't know if that was just greed. If that was just too many bases up. Too early. This was effectively, yeah, it was a 2-base Terran attack. Someone tried to sneak 4 bases in. He didn't have enough to deal with this. Not even close. So he just loses his 9 o'clock for almost nothing. Almost got no value out of it. These Hydras don't have the range upgrade either. So they have to, like, get right on top of the guys. Man, that's annoying. But the stutter step is pretty nice here. Wow, all right. That worked out pretty well. I guess he was waiting for the Hydras to pop. He didn't quite have them to save this base, but I feel like if they popped a little bit earlier, he could have saved it, is the problem for Zerg players. They're like, oh, no. That, could have been better. 3rd base, minerals only for the Terran. 4th base, minerals only here from Soma. Once again, just trying to kill drones. One drone died here. Blood spotter analysis. Falcon Paladin on the scene says 1 drone died during that attack at all. It's still 62 to 38 workers, though, in favor of RoyaL, which is, whoa. That is awesome. That is just an almost friggin' insurmountable lead here. But it's going to be Hydra Muta for now. At least, I was going to say until tanks get out, but the number of Mutalisks kind of prevent the tank count from getting too high, right? Because if you have too many tanks and not enough Goliaths, the Mutas come in, wipe out your Goliaths, then your tanks are useless and helpless and they die. Don't like that at all. 1-1 Mutas dive bombing deep into the main base while Hydras think about getting into the 3rd, but no, tanks are there. 800 missile turrets are here in the main base, so never mind. Soma had an idea, and it lost it. Lost it big time. So new Hydralisk Den is here, working on that range upgrade now. They don't have it. They don't have it, and restarting that, actually, no. Not working on the +1 range attack upgrade at all. Yeah, throwing up another evolution chamber for that. Queen's Nest coming in too from the Zerg player. He's like, all right, this is nuts. We're going to need some Plague, probably. A little bit of Dark Swarm would be really good against all these Goliaths. Yeah, Vultures, no. No. Oh, here we go. At the 3rd base. Oh, drone. Every drone at this base is... Nope, 1 drone survives. He is working while walking over the corpses of his fallen brethren. RoyaL is just not letting Soma get any kind of a worker count here today at all. It's crazy. Oh, it's the queens. It's the queens. It's the spawn broodling. That's what Soma's going for here today against this mech. You know how I feel about this. Not my favorite thing. I feel like the win rate is too low, but it's not impossible. We've definitely seen it from Zerg players who are capable of controlling at a high level, right? If they can manage to get... This is not great. Nice concave, though. Yeah, RoyaL's just like, come on in. The water's great. I'll pick you guys off from 8 miles away. But yeah, if you can manage to get attacks off, spawn broodlings off on tanks, and Goliaths from a long distance away, from angles the Terran isn't really focusing on, without losing your queens after casting a single spawn broodling, you can kind of make it work. But a lot of Zerg players will go in, the spawn broodling will get off, the queen will die, and it's like, okay, well that's not worth it, right? One Goliath down for one queen is not economically going to make any sense. But here comes our guy. Ah. Radiate. Muta's not unstacking. Oh, they hit multiple. Okay, those two splits were pretty good. But yeah, still, this Muta group, not happy. Not happy at all. Beautiful shades of purple and pink, though. Just really nice complementary colors. But not what you want to see if you're a Zerg player with a Muta stack. Missile attack upgrades finally coming in. Mech upgrades continuing apace. They've got +2 attack and +1 armor. The Hydras are still tragically at 0-1. They'd be better off, but, you know, this attack at the 9 o'clock was really, really effective. Hive on the way. More Carapace upgrade for the ground units from Soma. RoyaL keeps adding tanks in, but this is largely a Goliath science vessel army. With a lot of vultures, too. Let's not forget those, right? Spider Mine's up. That was a scan. Didn't see much. You can chase that Mutaflock away pretty effectively with a couple irradiates. Yeah, the irradiates are good. Are good. Fifth base is up from Soma, so, you know, he's not... He's only down about 10 workers here. He's down about 30 supply, which isn't great, but RoyaL hasn't really shown any capability of moving out anytime soon, right? Yeah, see, these Hydras are using this high ground to their advantage. They can kind of jump off. And of course, I say RoyaL's in no position to move out. He's at 178 supply. It's time to move out. It just is, right? He's got 4 bases. He's feeling pretty good. The high ground Hydras can only really do so much. Although, this is kind of working out. Spawn Broodling! Yo! And both queens die for their Spawn Broodlings. But they killed a couple tanks. That's what I'm talking about, man. What I'm talking about. Okay, another big Hydra concave. Queen, bam, tank down. This queen can survive, actually. If it leaves, man, losing a queen there for nothing. Hydras are like, we can win this, but with the tanks on the back line, we can't. We gotta back it out until the tanks are moving again in non-siege mode. This little push from RoyaL is just, you know, not flawless. But it is making some really nice progress. Again, an attempt, 1 tank, 2 tank. Irradiate on the queen's a good way to kill them, and another queen dies. Another spawn broodling. Another spawn broodling. Okay. All right. Soma somehow is now up 134 to 116 supply, and he crushes this army. Just too many queens, not enough irradiate. The Mutas might have eaten up a couple extra irradiates that could have been available for that battle. But yo, all right. Soma using queens in a really, really solid way here. Like I said, if the queens are used in a good way, they can make this work. 6th base, top left. And somehow Soma's taken an economic advantage here in total base count. He's still down on worker count. He'd still very much like to be at 65 workers. He just hasn't quite been able to get there yet. He needed to have the units required to deal with this nice push out from RoyaL. But dude, 152 to 123 supply all of a sudden. Yeah, more tanks. But if you have more tanks, That's actually fewer things that can hit and kill these queens. Is RoyaL going to try to take the center? Oh, Hydras, no. Hydras, no. Not enough of you guys. Let's see, flanking in this right side. Like 3 queens died for 3 Goliaths. Not good. Not good for the Zerg. Not good enough for the Zerg. Gamete Meiosis. It's a cruel joke. Because, yeah, it gives the queen 50 additional energy, but can she cast 2 spawn broodlings with full energy, even with the upgrade? No. Hilariously. Coming in, another giant attack here. Coming onto the high ground. Used to be the advantage of the Zerg, but the Terran holds it now, but is it actually an advantage at all? Surrounding attack on mech is actually how this is supposed to go. Oh, that D-Matrix and the repair keeps that tank alive maybe long enough to salvage this. SCVs are dying all over the place. This is, I don't know. Science Vessel dying would be nice, and they do manage to snipe the Science Vessel. And taking the center turns out to be maybe a bad idea in hindsight. These +1 Hydras are at least going to bring it down to burning. Is there a queen you can infest this command center with? Probably, I would say, on the map somewhere. And in fact, there's one, but they just kill the CC anyway. No need to be cute at this stage of the game. 7th base coming up from Soma on the left side. Still 4 bases from RoyaL. Still has not expanded over here. Still has not expanded over here. I love Soma's Overlord coverage. Recognizing, yeah, there is no extra Terran base. He's on 4 bases. He's trying to win with 4 bases. I think we can take advantage of that, right? So, wow, 166 to 117 supply. What an absolute turnaround Soma has managed to do in this game. And yeah, like I said, I just think Zergs have figured out better ways to deal with mech in the last 10 years. And so that's why we don't see mech as much. That's why we see so much SK Terran, is because mech just isn't super duper viable against the elite Zerg players of 2023. Or 2022, or 2021, or 2020. I mean, the death of mech in this matchup dates back a while. Maybe even further than that. In fact, it probably has. So Vulture's considering a run-by here with their +2 armor. Drones try to keep the Vultures here. All right, sort of works, actually. Every Vulture dies, some drones die, but it would have been worse if the Vultures got up into here, where there was no sunken to defend against anything. Ow, did the Spider Mine hit? No, somehow. It's the Dragoons clearing out Spider Mine side of things, except from Zerg. Yeah, so this is Hydra Queen. +2/+2 on the Hydras now. Mech is sitting at a happy 3-2. Excellent, excellent play from RoyaL. I'd love to see him expand, I guess, is what I'm more interested in. I mean, now? Sometime soon? Why is he on 4 bases so long? I guess because you can't really defend anything. He's down 70 supply. Down 65 supply overall to this Zerg, who's now at 65 drones, and now is when it gets extra scary. Although, I don't know, forcing your Zerg opponent to just kind of wander deep. Okay, that was really, really bad control. After exhibiting some decent control today from Soma, that was disgusting. I don't know what that was. Did he A-move them over here? Because they don't have a basic attack, which means they're just going to walk over there and die. Yeah, I don't know. Was he freeing up supply, maybe? He's like, I don't need these queens. Except he's making more queens. So that doesn't make any sense. These queens that come up are going to have less energy than the ones that are out on the field, probably. Although I don't know that for sure. Yeah, 250 energy, 1 spawn broodling. High Templar can cast 3 Psionic Storms with the Caderan Amulet upgrade on a full energy. So go Storm, Storm, Storm. The Vultures. What is with this left side base? He has to defend with spawn broodlings to save these drones, which isn't a great use of the energy, but whatever. Look at this dude. Oh, he got into a great position. Yeah, so a bunch of drones have died here. Also, extractors, macro hatches coming up. That is going to kill a couple of your drones as well, obviously. RoyaL is trying to expand over here to a 5th base, but Soma says, no, you're not. Absolutely no. This is not allowed, sir. And bam, tanks down. Good. Not enough hydras to get that command center down into burning and allow the infestation to happen. But, yeah, this is a lot of Zerg coming in from all over the place. But, it's 157 supply here of mech. And they're able to hold it for now. Oh my gosh, this might actually kind of work out. Suddenly, RoyaL's feeling okay. Yeah, this many Goliaths, they don't really want to fight against Hydras straight up. The trades are not quite what you want from a meching Terran player. Wants the tanks, right? Here we go. Siege up. Spawn Broodling. Well, left side, right side Spawn Broodling. Queens are dying. Queens are holding still. The Hydra corpses are piling deep right now, men. The Hydra corpses are waist deep, but tanks are falling all over the place. Only 3 tanks remain. 4 tanks remain. My apologies. But 165 to 107 supply. Soma can replenish his army way faster than RoyaL can. And that's going to be a problem. That is going to be a problem here for RoyaL if he's going to try to win this game. The ability to throw up 16 Hydras at once. Ow, 2 tanks spawn broodling. As opposed to throwing up 4 Goliaths and 2 Vultures at once. Part of that is bank, too. RoyaL's bank is not good. Yeah, tank down. But are there enough Hydras to break? The answer is yes. Okay, this little position in a lot of trouble. But this was extended out by RoyaL, right? Fighting here is way better than him defending his 4th base. But if this continues to go on, was that a Broodling triggering a spider mine? That was, I think, and RoyaL taps out Soma. Is our winner here in 26 minutes and 57 seconds. What an absolutely fantastic display of weird ZVT against mech. Right? I mean, that was so fun. For a minute there, it seemed like RoyaL is well in control. We saw the queens coming out, and I was like, oh boy, queen usage, not great. But at the same time, guess what? Queen usage is great. Because it won, right? Did a lot of queens die? Yes. Could they have been microed more properly? Absolutely. But they did their job. They got enough work done. They killed enough tanks to where the Hydras could trade effectively. And then, yeah, just all of these base is too much to handle for a Terran player, even if they're meching. They got an 8th base down here too. Soma, your macro is crazy. So Muta's early, and then just into Hydra Queen. That's it. No Lings, interestingly enough. I feel like, obviously, Lings are incredible in situations like this. If there aren't enough tanks to kill them before they get close, right? Which there weren't. But he wanted to spend his money on the Hydras instead, and excess minerals went to drones and macro hatcheries. That much was obvious. So overall, that's another queen win against mech on the channel. That's like the 10th or 11th one that I've seen in all the time that I've been casting StarCraft. We don't see it attempted a lot, right? So it's not like it's tried all the time and it's only won 10 times. That's not true. So GG. That was a lot of fun. Hit that like button if you enjoyed that match. I mean, look, Terran players probably not as much, but they appreciate the effort from RoyaL, right? 213,000 points to 232,000 points. Soma outproducing the Terran by about 150, getting out-killed by the Terran by only about 80. That's your numbers here. Buildings raised 8 to 5, not really a factor there, and outspending the Terran by about 11,000 resources in 26 minutes. And yeah, effective enough, right? We talked about that early. We know how this works. It was effective enough. All right. That was fun. Again, I know I keep saying that, but I like seeing non-SK Terran attempts, right? And once more, Terran players who always say, why do we only see SK Terran? Well, this is This is part of the reason. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw, what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.